Looks a little bit like rush hour today. Good afternoon, Laylos and gentle beans. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau. I'm going to do 5 miles today. Going to take it a little bit easy today and just do 5 miles. Beautiful day in Maine today, not a cloud to be seen, literally. Nothing but blue. So, most enjoyable. Right. So with that, we are gonna go for our walk. And again, like always, I'm always positive and very happy. Seems like whenever anybody turns a camera on, they start complaining about everything, and they use it as a way to vent, which I do vent, but I try to be positive about it. We are now 60 days away from the election. The debate is going to happen in, see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Coming up pretty quick on the 10th. Tuesday night, I believe. Kind of a good thing to get that in early. And I say that because the early voting is starting like a couple days after the debate. So it's really important to, in some states, so it's really important to have a debate, especially for independents who don't like Trump, and then they can watch a debate and say, you know what? Kamala is exactly who they said she was. So basically, Kamala is going to have to, she's going to use her cheap shots about Trump being a convict, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to cross over here while I get a chance. Kind of a rush hour type of day. So she's going to be on there trying to get under his skin. That's probably her best tactic. She's going to try to bring up all of these talking points that are easily debunked. You know, all of them, you know, the Trump wanted you to drink bleach for COVID and all that ridiculous nonsense. So she's going to be bringing up all those lies because their campaign has been saying those. Knowing that they're false, but people that are voting for them believe it, so they're reaffirming them. And she's going to try to bring that stuff up during the debate. I don't know if Trump's really going to have time to spend on that, debunking all of that. He's got a lot of stuff to talk about. So he ought to just let her look stupid, and then people can go research it. Even Snopes has most of that stuff debunked at this point, and those are liberals. So anyway, it's going to be very interesting regardless. I guess the Kamala campaign late last night said that they were okay with having the mics turned off. So you can tell that that was their tactic. They wanted to get under Trump's skin and get him talking over her so she can look like a black woman being manhandled by a white man. And make no mistake, she is going to resort to cheap shots and insults like she did at the Kavanaugh hearing as a senator. She's going to call Trump a racist, an old man, a whole bunch of other things that Trump didn't even do to Biden in that debate. That he had with Biden. Trump stuck to the issues and he won that debate. And he needs to do the same thing with Kamala. Kamala, mala, mala. So we're going to see what comes out of that. I imagine it'll be entertaining either way. Tulsi Gabbard is a wonderful Democrat. And I call her a Democrat because she's a real Democrat. And that was her problem. She got chased out of the Democratic Party because she wouldn't kiss their ass. They were grooming her, you know. That's what people need to understand. They groomed her to be like some of their next new young talent to run for president someday or some other position. And, you know, she spoke up against the DNC cheating during the Hillary campaign against Bernie Sanders. She complained about the cheating in 2020. DNC rigged the primary election against her and Bernie Sanders again. And she spoke up about it, and she was chastised and cast out to the point where she just left the party. And now she's going to be in the White House with Trump. So she may even run for president someday. If there's any justice at all, Tulsi Gabbard would be the first female president of the United States. I would vote for her in 2 seconds. She still has a little bit of moderate leanings, but those leanings are common sense. They're not stupid ideological idiocies, you know? So there's a difference. You know, like Bill Maher, for example. Bill Maher sounds intelligent and common sense until he starts talking about Trump. Then he sounds like a complete idiot. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. He's got Trump derangement syndrome. It just makes people, it turns them into lunatics, usually of the raving type. So it's going to be an interesting thing to watch, as this road is taking them forever to tear up and fix. You can see how dry it's been. We haven't had any rain, so that truck is turning up dust. So, Trump gave a speech today at the New York Economic Club. Amazing speech. A little on the boring side if you're not into economies and economic stuff. It was not a rally setting. He took an hour and 20 minutes and laid out an entire economic policy for his campaign in detail. What he was going to do, how he was going to do it, why he was going to do it. He also announced that Elon is going to be in his cabinet, quote, if he has time to do it, because he's a busy guy, Trump said, to cut the fat out of our government, to cut out the bloat. So we're wasting one program that Trump announced, just the amount of fraud that's going on with tax dollars could save the country $1 trillion. So he explained how he was going to tariff other countries. So today he countered all the crap that the media was saying. About how tariffs hurt us. They hurt us so much that Joe Biden put Trump's tariffs back on China. That's how much they hurt us, right? So basically, when you raise the tariffs, what happens is it forces companies, more companies here, to make more stuff to fill the demand while taking in money from China. And the reason why it raises demand is it's going to raise the price of all this cheap crap made in China. Now, on the surface, the media likes to say, well, hey, in a tough economy, this is going to hurt you. But what it is in the long run, it forces American companies to make products here, and it forces American companies to give Americans jobs here, which in turn gets our tax dollars spent here in your communities, sales tax, things like that, which granted you will get sales tax from stuff sold in China, made in China and sold here. But, you know, people paying into Social Security, Medicare, extra jobs, and basically employing whole neighborhoods. And that's how you do growth. And he also said that if an American company leaves the United States to build something somewhere else, like back in the 80s and 90s, General Electric going to the Philippines and then turning around and selling all their stuff here after paying Filipinos peanuts to make the stuff, and that will raise the price of stuff here. It will. But it's a multi-pronged approach, and you do things to reduce inflation and create a good economy by deregulating industries that have been hogtied once again, like Obama had them. Climate this, climate that, regulate this, you need permits for that take 10 years to pass, you can't get anything built. All of that stuff that Trump did, the Biden administration erased in his first month in office with a pen. You know, and that's really the problem, because we need a Congress and a Senate serious and not just sitting around waiting for Trump to finish and leave so they can get back to their backroom deals and corruption. And that's the other problem. So we can start with what we can start with, okay? Let's just elect Trump. He's taken over the Republican Party. He has to win. And the Democrats are in trouble. They got caught fabricating 818,000 jobs that didn't exist. The jobs report at the end of this month is going to heavily influence voting, okay? So watchdog groups are already making sure that the Biden administration is not going to give false numbers like they did last month. They got caught because of a whistleblower. Somebody leaked that information. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been caught. People would have thought that 818,000 jobs that were included in the 1 point whatever million were legit. And they weren't. They lied. So early voting is starting very shortly. So that jobs report for September is going to be very big. Right now, today, it looks like 1.3 million people are out of work that weren't over a month ago. So that is a very bad sign for the economy. Prices are not going down quickly. Inflation has dropped a smidge, but it's stationary. It's not moving, okay? It's going to be there when people go vote. So they can launch all the accusations of price gouging on corporations, like all these corporations are all price gouging to conspire against the White House, right? So, combined with the fact, and it's a very simple fact, easily verifiable, that polling suggests that most of the public associates Kamala Harris with the current administration causing the current problems. When people are polled on approval for economy, Trump beats her 2-1. On the world stage, Trump beats her 2-1, albeit a little closer. And on other issues, Trump beats her as well. She doesn't beat Trump on anything that voters care about. And we're supposed to believe that this election is so close and this and that. It's not. I cannot believe that Kamala Harris would ever get elected on anybody but Trump mentality. That'll be at least a third of the vote. Unfortunately, because people would rather see Trump lose than have affordable food to eat, I guess. And that's really the sad truth of it. People are stupid. Don't know if that's ever going to change. Probably not. So here we are today, 60 more days. Early voting is starting. And Trump is just going to go up in the polls from here. Kamala is going to go down. And I think you'll see both. Kamala will go down in the polls and Trump will go up. It won't be like Trump will be stationary and Kamala will drop and people are going to vote for independence. I think Trump is going to pick up voters. I can't imagine many people with some sort of resemblance of a brain in their head can rationalize that Kamala is a good vote. Especially with heating oil season coming this year. Prices are already high. Not astronomical, but we should not be starting the heating season at $3.60 a gallon. It should be in the $2.50s. So it's already $1 a gallon more than it should be, which would put that around $5 in February. That's going to be very painful for a lot of people. a lot of people, and you can't save money using your oven anymore to take up the slack with electricity, because that's up too. So it's really not a good scenario for many people. It really is not. Trump needs to win. All these prices will come down. And a lot of the reason why they attacked him the whole time he was president the first time is they wanted to make sure he did bad so he wouldn't get elected again. Then when it looked like he wasn't going away, they started prosecuting him with lawfare. So that's just what they did. What a nice day today. Goodness. It's a little more humid than yesterday. It's a little warm. 79 degrees. Nice breeze. This would be perfect weather to sit and watch a ball game. Truthfully, if I'm to be honest about it. So I hope everybody is having a beautiful week. You gotta remember to put the trash out tonight. I hate when I forget putting out the garbage, because then it backs up for next week. Go up through this way. Why do people drive so fast? It's a residential 30-mile-an-hour road, for crying out loud. It says so right there on the sign. Come here through here too fast, you catch people unawares. All right, we're at 1.5 miles. Looks like somebody's doing work in here. Look at all the acorns. Deer food. Squirrel food. Chipmunk food. Wonder if people can eat acorns. That was a little close. Now the good thing about this time of year coming up is a lot of these weeds on the side will start thinning out from cold. Gotta keep my eye on traffic. If there was a sidewalk here, I'd use it. Any hoodly-hoo. We'll walk on to where we're going. Yeah, I know. I'm just walking along here and people are like, well, this is exciting. J.Beau doesn't sing and dance and tell funny anecdotes. I don't know any funny anecdotes. Paul Harrell was excellent at that. That's why people watched him. I can't find that formula of magic because you're either born with it or you ain't. I'm just a boring old Franco-American in Maine who one day decided to get off his fat can and walk, and now it's not a fat can anymore. So that's the truth of it. I mean, how could you not be out walking today? Look how beautiful it is. Beautiful day. It's got that smell of fall in the air. The trees smell different as fall is getting here, especially maple trees. It's like they're just thinking about going to sleep and dropping their leaves and unwinding until spring. Hi, doggy. Hi. All I got for a sidewalk is where they run on the side here to deliver mail. And this one here, you got a mailbox right here, but there's no tread tracks. So it's pretty obvious he parks over here with his hazards on, puts mail there, and then walks and puts mail here. Just an observation. What do I know? Not much of anything. That much I can guarantee you. I am certainly not a know-it-all. I'm a know some of it. I'm a know some of it. One thing I did notice is that the younger people are, the faster they drive. Now either they're doing it to enjoy driving fast, or because they're young, they don't know they're going that fast, and they don't have a lifetime of experience to understand why that's not good. And what I mean by that is a lot of times you'll see young people do things like they'll take an off-ramp from an interstate, and the off-ramp will say 30 miles an hour, and they'll take the off-ramp doing 70, and then they can't stay on the off-ramp and they come off the off-ramp, hopefully not rolling over or harming themselves. But they do a lot of the what's considered driver inexperience errors, which is one of the reasons why insurance for young people is so expensive. Unfortunately, they have increased the cost of it for a lot of other people, among other reasons. Insurances have gone up across the board for virtually everything. And the reason for that is the cost of doing repairs for an insurance claim have gone up for everything. So, stands to reason, price of lumber, for example, has skyrocketed. Price of steel, price of most things having to do with home renovation or home ownership have gone up a lot. And all of that stuff is insured. So when you make an insurance claim, the industry has to be able to match the cost. So your insurance goes up. It's basic capitalism. It's not hard to understand unless you're a Marxist like Kamala Harris. They blame everything on price gouging. They accept no responsibility themselves for anything that's wrong right now, which is outrageous. But it is an election year after all. If I can get by here without getting killed. So I can't hop over a guardrail. Well, I can, but look down there. I don't want to end up at the bottom of that. I'll break my neck. So we'll get on up the hill, up the hill. We'll get on up here. This is my last pretty steep hill. It's not too bad. We've had worse ones on our walks for longer distances. As we get these weird looking white cheddar cheese looking plants. Two miles. We just hit 2 miles. Keeping my eye up ahead for traffic that's coming. Very importante. Especially on a hill with a big crest like this. For cars going fast, you don't see it till it comes over the crest. Excuse me. I inhaled something. I think it's pollen. There we go. That was a steep hill. I got my heart rate up. Corvettes are okay, but Mustangs are better. So I'm debating about where I'm going to watch the election coverage from. 2016, I actually enjoyed watching MSNBC and watching them implode. 2020, nobody really was sure who won the night of the election. We might not have to do that this year. And the reason why I say that is the scenario that may play out will be that it doesn't matter if Trump wins Pennsylvania or if they cheat there or not. Kamala has to have Pennsylvania or she's done. She would have to win either Georgia or North Carolina to replace it with to have a chance. And a lot of people don't expect that's going to happen. Nobody's won North Carolina, not even Joe Biden, since Barack Obama. So nobody has won Virginia as a Republican since George Bush, by the way. So it's one of those things where Trump could very well pull out Virginia, lose Pennsylvania, or on the election night we don't know if he won it or not. And then it turns out that he just won the election anyway, because mathematically it won't help Kamala whether she wins Pennsylvania or not. That's what I'm hoping for. And if Trump picks up an extra state like Virginia, that would be, as Mr. Spock would say, sauce for the goose. The odds would be even. So right now, Nate Silver's 538, which a lot of people like to trust. Personally, I don't. But they currently have Trump about 15 points ahead of Kamala in chance of winning the election. Polymarket also has Trump back up in front by quite a bit after dipping before the DNC. Because they announced Kamala as a candidate. They did get a boost. They got a polling boost. We all knew that was the case. I mentioned it. I also said that Kamala will be ahead for a little while. They'll fudge the polls to try to make her a thing. And then things will equalize. So I guess what I'm saying is take whatever Kamala's numbers are, or Trump's numbers are, and add 5%, 5 points. Because that is how much they have cheated in the past two presidential elections with polling. I don't see that changing for this year. If anything, it's probably worse. So it's one of those things that that's all known data that we already have. They've done this before. We've seen this movie before. And speaking of that, they're whipping out the Russia, Russia, Russia again. They're whipping out the Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia is cheating and interfering in our elections. And they're trying to make it look like Putin is helping Trump to win again, which is friggin' nonsense. They're not, okay? They want Kamala Putin wants Kamala to win, not Trump. Because Kamala's weak and she's a fool. And so that's just the truth of it. They're trying to frame it as something else. But that's just not the case. That's not the type of cheating they did. The election interference they're doing is influencing websites and content creators to spread the stuff that Russia is being wronged, and they're trying to affect the voters, which helps Trump. It doesn't, you know, they're not helping Trump like directly. They're spreading information that Russia is, that conservatives are pro-Russia. That's the propaganda they're spreading. So, hi, how are you? Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely perfecto. You too. God bless you, sir. So, they are really promoting that. I picked up another shoot cycle. It's a lightweight multi-cat kitty litter container. Fill this with water. It's a really good target to shoot at. I've been picking up a lot of stuff, and you know, if you're watching and you're like, oh man, you're gonna go pollute a range with the... No. We shoot all this stuff, then we pick it up after. And we bag it up and it gets recycled like everything else. So, anyways, we bag it up and pick it up off the range. We don't leave our trash there. Never leave your trash on the shooting range. Not ever. Oh, I gotta get off to the side here. All right. Excuse me. I'm telling you, I inhaled something going up that hill. I don't know what the hell it was. I think I got it out. I will cut across over here. Hi, doggy. Hi, you're a pretty dog. You're a pretty dog. It's a very well-mannered dog. He's not all barky. You didn't get a lot of roof. So this is that busy time of day So we'll walk down this way a piece till I get a chance to cross, which usually works out a little bit up ahead. Then I'll circle back. One of those weird streets. It's very busy and it's rush hour. So I gotta find a spot where both street lights on each end, traffic lights, allows me an opportunity to cross without being killed. And I don't want to run across the road like a chicken. I don't want to run across like a chicken. Got a little hole over here. There we go. Just like that, my friends. Now we'll go up this way. Got another 2.5 miles to go. Somewhere thereabouts. That car is too loud. Probably sounds good from inside the car, so I guess that's what's important. But that sounded too loud to me. It didn't sound loud in a good way. Now we'll go up over here, cut across, cut across over here, I gotta get some more trail mix or peanuts. I really like the No Name brand honey roasted peanuts that you can get at Walmart. Great value. They're actually better than the Planters ones. I think a lot of these corporations have been making junk. I guess people are getting used to things tasting like crap. And we got some more of this tree here turning up ahead. We got a lot of reddish orange leaves on it now. Welcome to Maine. There's my mail carrier right there. He's married to an Asian woman that he met in the service overseas. Been married a long time, and she owns a fingernail parlor up the road. Hey, Chief. He knows I go walking. So we'll head on up the road. We just hit 3 miles. Didn't mean to cough in your face, everybody. My apologies. And we got a tree that's almost all red now, which is always nice. That's a happy little tree. It's getting ready for winter. Very nice. That was a nice old man down the road a ways that was talking to me. Very nice old fella. Looked like he was in his 80s. Still mobile. Good for him. Get this guy across the street getting some exercise, which is good. Hopefully he doesn't outpace himself. Kennedy, we got a Kennedy sign. I got a feeling you're gonna get a lot of people that are just gonna vote for Kennedy anyway. But I think a lot of them are gonna switch over to Trump. We'll see if that sign changes between now and the election. I gotta try to get a Trump sign. One of the new ones. Let's see, we got 4 lawnmowers here. Don't know what's going on with these. I got a feeling that wood sign that flipped over said free on it, or they're selling them. I don't want to find out either way, because I don't friggin' need one. So we'll just keep walking on by. We'll be wrapping up the walk shortly. A little ways up the road, another mile, maybe a mile and a half. It is an absolutely gorgeous, perfect day today. They really don't make them any better than this. It's like a little bit of a breeze. It's not too hot. It's not chilly. Perfect sunshine. You're not getting sunburned. 79 degrees. Perfect. Quiet day in the neighborhood. Well, I do like that, shoot cycling. Somebody's got a new porch. A porch. A porch with a perch. Three and a half miles. Another mile and a half to go. Wow, this has all been cleaned up. I don't know if you remember what this looked like when we walked through here after all the storms we had. There were trees laying down here and branches, and looks like they cleaned that up nicely. Nicely done. What happens, things get ruined, you pick up, clean up, and move on. Keep going forward. There's Old Glory flying. Alright. Almost got the walk over with today. All right. Cut across here. Nice little playground over here. Kids seem to like it. See if we can get any more info on what they're building down here. Which, you know, my brother, I showed him the picture of this court down here they're making, and he said that's a pickleball court, because if you remember, I had mentioned pickleball possibility, but I really didn't know. I'm not all hip on that stuff, okay? So he suggested very correctly that's a pickleball court that they're making. Apparently this pickleball leagues very popular. My only pickling I'm doing these days is I'm going to eat a gherkin once in a while. That's it. There we go. I got it. I got the son of a bitch. See, now those kind of wheels right there, those oversized rims, I don't like that. I know that's a style and I know people like that, but I'm old school and I don't like that. I don't like it when they do it with vintage muscle cars. Not a fan. This is the route I took today, where I'm going to have to go off a little bit to make up a half mile to make 5 miles. But I mean, technically I don't have to. I walk 5 miles every day. What the hell is losing a half mile today gonna hurt if I just do 4.5? Well, I do at least 5 for a reason, and that's because if I start doing less than 5, that'll turn into 4, and then that'll turn into 3.5, and then I'll get a fat ass again. So I gotta maintain my 5 mile limit. So either take a whole day off, but when you are walking, walk the full amount, I guess is my point. I did take the day off from walking Saturday, this past Saturday, which was okay. May do that again this Saturday. Walk 6 days a week, 5 miles at least. So that's guaranteed at least 30 miles. I usually end up doing more than 5. It'll be 5.5, 5 3/4, 6 miles, 7, you know, that sort of thing. So I definitely will have about 35 miles in this week if I walk 5 miles tomorrow. So I want to do my 5 miles today. Dog looks happy. Some meat is getting cooked on the grill. Head on up this way, and that away. Go see what the pickleball court's doing. We'll see if the pickleball court is pickleball courting. Probably be about the time the battery quits too, at some point. Well, I haven't done anything new. That is a pickleball court. Well, I'm going to stop recording now. I want to thank everybody for walking with me. Click like and subscribe, share the content, and we will talk to you on the next walk. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye bye. See my shadow? See ya.